Today I'm going to show you how I decorated this strawberry crunch football cake. Come join me. I started off with dipping some strawberries that are going to go onto the top and at the side of the bottom of the cake. I used white chocolate for these. I was really impressed with the strawberries that I found, so I was initially worried, but these were great. After I had these done, I was able to move on to putting the cake together. So I started with putting some buttercream onto the board. You'll notice I have it towards the back of the board. I have some excess space in the front. I'm just going to stack this cake. These are strawberry cakes and vanilla buttercream. You'll notice that I just got low to make sure that my cakes were straight and not crooked. And now I'm going to cover this cake. I'm working to keep that icing to get it nice and smooth. In between these layers, I am putting it into a freezer to let it cool really well so that I can work on the next layer. After I finished and I got this nice and square, you can see I just cut off those edges. I'm moving forward with putting the top coat of icing on, and it's a nice pink color for the strawberry crunch of this cake. And now I'm going to get that top coat nice and smooth. I really love this color. Cutting off the edges of that. And now I am putting this kind of on a semicircle on the top of the cake. So this is going to simulate the football field and a stadium. So where I'm putting the pink there, that is stadium. And the white part is going to be the field. We'll see that in a bit. So this here that I'm shaking up is the strawberry crunch, and it is made up of freeze-dried strawberries and golden Oreo cookies. Here I'm adding a piece of parchment paper where I do not want the strawberry crunch to go. So I'm just adding that, and then I will begin, as you see, adding the strawberry crunch to the cake. With that parchment paper there, it won't get underneath that. As I was saying, that semicircle that's on the top of the cake in pink, that's actually going to represent the fans in the stadium. I've seen people do this with sprinkles and things like that. This is going to be with the strawberry crunch instead. And then this white part, which I'm now taking off, I'm going to make that green so that we can decorate that like the football field. So I'm adding that icing to the appropriate height compared to the other side of it. And I'm being careful not to get that green into the fans in the stands. Now I am putting down the center of this what will look like a football. So the football laces. So I'm just adding those laces down the front. Here I am just evening them up so that they're all the same length. Here I am drawing some yard lines onto our field. And here I just wanted to draw a bit of a separation from the stands and the field itself. So I used a small white round tip. And now I'm going back over it because I wanted it to be more prominent. Then I'm going to make sure that it's nice and smooth. That way it doesn't look disjointed on the top. So here I am drawing the 5 and 0 to represent the 50-yard line. And now I'm taking some edible images that I had previously print off, and I'm adding the Eagles on one side and I'm adding the 49ers on the other side of that football lace. I'm using piping gel here to help it stick to the cake. And these are put onto a piece of fondant to help them stay onto this cake better. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add these strawberries to the top of the cake. I have room for about 4 of them. The customer wanted 6, so I'm putting 4 on the top, and these are to represent our players. I also put a fondant football onto the field at the 50-yard line. And here I am adding some edible images. I'm putting the Eagle logo onto 2 of them and the Niners logo onto 2 of them. And that's to represent our football players and their jersey. They're wearing their jerseys. And this was when I was cutting out those logos that I added to each of the strawberries. And here I am writing happy birthday to the 2 individuals that this cake is for. One of them is an Eagles fan and one is a Niners fan. I think this was a fabulous idea. And here we're just moving forward. This is where I'm continuing to write happy birthday. I'm just adding some extra dots onto each of the letters of that message. And now that that writing's on, I'm finished with that message. Last thing I'm doing here is adding those 2 other strawberries onto the side. And this is what the cake looked like. I really love how it turned out. If you like this cake, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future content that I may post. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that you came out to support today.